art nerds! I am back today with the second illustration in my witch series. I'm using a limited color palette for this challenge for all of the month of April. I talk more about that in the first video, which is also on my channel if you want to check that out. I'm basically painting a bunch of witches, actually doing things most of the time and not just kind of looking pretty and basic. So I kind of did that for the first video as like just a starter, like pretty generic kind of witch girl. This probably is the most like accurate to myself. If I had specifically magic powers, this girl would be me, because I would love to be able to fly. I would love to have a broomstick and just be able to like zoom around. And when I was writing up my prompts for what I wanted to do with the series, I needed to do a witch riding a broomstick. And then I was thinking about heights, and then I was thinking about, what would I practically use a broom for? The answer to that is to carry heavy things. And the heaviest things that I ever want to carry are books. So my little witch girl here is like kind of riding like side saddle on her broomstick, because obviously that's the only comfortable way to do it. I kind of was trying to imagine what it was like to ride a broomstick, and then I just had the thought that, oh yeah, anytime that you sit on a railing, like in school or like at a park or something, that's what it's like to ride a broomstick. Like sitting on a railing. So in any case, she's riding side saddle and she has her nose in a book, because that's the best way to live. And she's got a little backpack that's ripping open, and there's more books falling out. And there's this really sad, concerned, giant ghost creature behind her who's picked up one of her books that had already fallen out of her bag and is trying to get her attention so that he can return her book, or she, whatever gender you want to give the crazy little monster thing that I've got going on there. It's a monster. Let's just go with that. So he's trying to give her back her book, and she's not paying attention at all, because that's what you do when you are reading, and you just get sucked up and absorbed into the book. So this is me. This is who I wanted to be. Still low-key kind of want. I want that broomstick. Legit. But this was a little bit of a challenge for me. Like a lot of bit of a challenge, because I don't do backgrounds. But like nature, sort of bushes and trees and things, in theory are really easy, because you just kind of draw colored blobs and then like give them some line art later to make it look like leaves. So that's kind of what I was doing. It worked out pretty well. I definitely need to practice it and do more of that, but I kind of like the sketchy sort of style. The other thing that I've never really done before is a partly visible creature. Like I tried to make the inside, especially of that bigger monster, so that you could see some of the things behind it. And I've never, to my best knowledge, done that before. It was really fun trying to think of how it would look. I've seen other artists do it a lot, like Casey Golden does it a lot with sort of jelly kind of things, and ghosts and whatnot. So I've seen other people do it, and I've got some idea of how it would work. In practice, this was my first time. So I'm happy with that attempt. Again, this was my first time doing like a full illustration, not just like a character floating there of someone flying. So again, like lots of firsts. I'm enjoying it. But I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, so flying witch girl with some books. If you had a broomstick, what would you carry with a broomstick? Or, like, what would you do with a broomstick? Like, really think about that. Like, think about it. Because, at least in my practical, like, mind, if you need a broomstick to fly, and you fall off the broomstick, you're gonna die because you need the broomstick to fly. So if you want to be comfortable, you're not going to be sitting with that thing between your legs unless you've got like some kind of charm or something to make it comfortable, or a seat. But if you put a seat on a broomstick, then it looks really stupid when you're carrying it around. So these are the thoughts that go through my head, just by the way. So it would look really stupid if you were carrying it around and it had like a seat. So you'd probably want to be lower down to the ground, but then, what are you using the broomstick for? Obviously to carry heavy books. I don't know if she went to the library or she just went shopping. I'm a little upset that, she's dropping her books and not paying attention, but then again, you get sucked into another world and you're not paying attention, obviously, because she's totally not concerned with the ghost people and monster things around her. But yeah, so that's the little story and illustration that I did for the second day of my Not Your Basic Witch series with my limited color palette of Magello Mission Gold watercolors. If you want to keep up with that, I will be posting videos every day in April. And thank you for watching. Bye, nerds.